we just had this supposed cyber attack yesterday.
Yeah.
Supposedly 70-something thousand AT&T customers went out of lost reception. T-Mobile took a hit. Verizon took a hit. Now they're saying a lot of pharmacies, something happened with a lot of pharmacies where they took a hit. And first it was just an outage.
There's a Chinese solar flare.
Yeah, that was Chinese. So yeah, but now they're reporting this morning. Everything I'm seeing is saying that it was a cyber attack, and so this is something that, I mean, how do you prepare for a cyber attack? Have you thought about this?
I have a lot. When it first happened, first thing, everybody was like, "We get hit by EMP." Well, EMP is like, that's much different than a cyber attack, right? EMP is going to be anything that's actually functional. Like functionally operating machinery and stuff that requires electronics is going to be shut down. So the thing about cyber attack is it could be much more targeted. It makes it much more dangerous because you could hit somebody's infrastructure but protect your own. And so everybody's worried about EMPs, but cyber attacks are much more advanced and much more targeted. And so that was the first thing I thought happened right away when I seen multiple carriers go out, and it wasn't just those major ones. There was a lot of smaller ones too.
Was it?
All at one time. And it's like, and so right away I thought, this is a cyber attack and it's coming out. And then I joked about this Chinese solar flare because they said it was a solar flare. I'm like, oh, a Chinese solar flare. But I think this should be, if we don't get enough wake up calls, right? But this should be a wake up call to Americans that you have to be prepared.
The incompetence and lack of attention that people have paid to what is going on in this country is all coming to fruition right now.
We're going to pay a price. The American people are going to pay the price.
When do you think this is going to happen?
With the elections, with the elections coming up, 2024 elections coming up, people say conspiracy, right? I think the difference between a conspiracy and a prophet right now is about 2 weeks, right? Like give it about 2 weeks and it becomes prophecy. But I say this, and people, I'm not trying to scare people, but with the election year right now, I almost think there's people within our own government and political parties and political powers that want to allow something like this to happen this year. That's my personal fear, and I hope it's just a fear. But so this year is something that I could see something major happening in the United States.
I'm with you. I think it's going to be later, though.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely a possibility.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you know about war games and how they do these computer simulations that will basically show the percentage of probability that you have to come out on top if a particular scenario were to happen. Right now we probably have the weakest administration that we've ever had in the country.
Right.
I mean, it just is what it is. It's not a political statement. That's the fucking
factual,
reality of what Americans have created in this country is the weakest administration that we've ever had. Why, if you were an adversary, if you were Russia or you were China, why on earth would you even consider making a move right now when the border is completely wide open, when it is, I mean, so easy to capture politicians through bribery? I mean, it's right there in the open. All these politicians that have been bribed by Chinese spies. It seems, I